And good morning and welcome back. It's the next morning. We've slept. It wasn't brilliant. Inflatable mattresses aren't, but it wasn't terrible. Now, first things first, because we have no electricity, we've got a little camping gas stove that we brought with us from Austria. And I won't drink this, but my better half will. So she's getting one of those. And then we'll go outside and have a piece of bread. Pretty traditional. Okay, well, the wood's out. The 3 metre bits that were on the roof I put round here over the fence by the rose bush, so I can put them straight up. And then the rest, and it's a surprising amount that will fit in a little Volvo, is stacked up here, and a little above ground pool for the kids, but at the moment they're on football. So now it's time to pop up to the shops, because today's the 14th of July, so everything will be closed this afternoon. And as we don't have electricity, we don't have a fridge, so we can't store much. And then I'm going to get cracking on the terrace. Okay, so we were gone for 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, to get some stuff from the supermarket, and it poured with rain. But there we go. Not much you can do about that. So here I am, underneath the terrace. All of this, which is treated like garden treated wood, is still fine, but these planks, which were very cheap, seem to have rotted, and they're all gone. But I need to take it to pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my new bits of wood, which you can just see there. There we go. I'm going to slide them in here, and then I'll be able to walk on the terrace again, because I think this will hold out my weight if I put some in there. We're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm putting 11 in this time, so well, that's because of the length of the bits of wood. And then I can unscrew all of the panels. You can hear it starting to rain again. And then I can trim down this tree massively, because it's leaning not in a good way. I want to clear it out a lot, make it grow high. So yeah, I'm going to pull off this as well at some point. That was it. Came off quite easily. Yeah, basically now just start getting stuck in. Because I think, the structure's good. It's doubled there and then one against the wall, and everything else looks okay. So here goes. Okay, so they're turned on their side, but as it pushes down, they should hold me. And that means now I feel a little bit more confident about getting up and unscrewing everything, getting rid of the table and the chair. I'll just bring the chair down here. Unfortunately, the chair has seen better days. It's if you leave something outside for such a long time. Although the rubbish plastic thing seems to have held up quite well. Anyway, I'm going to head up, get the electric screwdriver drill thing and unscrew as much as I can. I'll keep the screws, I'll reuse the screws, they're stainless, so they should be fine. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay, well now I'm out here, really appreciate just how rotten these have gotten for some reason. They are specifically designed for this, like they were, very, very cheap. So I've taken out just those first few screws there to give myself a proof of concept, and it works. So I'm going to unscrew all of those. I'm keeping the screws, as I said, because they're still great. Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep going, unscrewing. I'm going to first of all just ditch the table and get a broom of some sorts and just whip everything off, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, well I don't know if you can appreciate just how much clearer it is now, just having chopped off those lower branches and sort of swept. I'm going to push all of that down now as well. And these are coming up, well, it's funny because some of them are rock solid and some of them are completely rotten. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But nothing for it, just keep going. It'll be a lot more stable with all of that wood on it, and that's treated wood, that's why it's yellow, and the bits that go on top are green like this wood once was, so whatever that is, that's a sort of special garden thing, and these had the little caps on, so they're not too bad. But it's just now it's just a matter of getting as many screws back as possible, because they're very expensive, and then getting the wood set up for round 2. Okay, well, we're doing okay, but as you can see, the crosses are pretty rotten too. It keeps making these horrible crunching sounds as I walk across it. But yeah, I mean, you see, it's all, there's nothing worthy of keeping there. So that'll all be trailer and off somewhere if I manage to borrow or rent a trailer this week, and hopefully I will, because there's lots of stuff. All of that, hopefully I'll be able to get down with the machine and just chop up the brambles and that, but the proper branches and bits of tree, and I need to cut down that tree there as well. I'll probably take some bigger branches off this or closer up. They're going to need to be chopped into bits and then either stacked up as wood, which is probably pointless, or schlepped off to the dump and recycled. We'll see. So yeah, trailer would be good. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm not quite halfway there, as you can see. That would obviously be the halfway point, so another 3-ish, and then we're good. Okay, well, there we go. So it's time to get rid of the beams, replace them, but I'm not going to do what I did last time, which was cut 2 short ones. See there, one on each side. I'm going to run it on the inside and run it all the way across. That makes more sense. We can stop the floor there. It's not going to make any difference. And it gives us the right length. So I need to go downstairs now and try and tear off these, and then get some long screws and start screwing the new ones on every 40 centimetres this time, which is they were every 66 for some reason. I was being a bit stingy the day I built this, but it was a long time ago. Right, head down. There we go. It's a pretty sorry sight, but there's a lot of those around in the garden at the moment. So here we are, now at the bottom. These were screwed in. These screws have obviously all gone pretty rusty, but it doesn't need much, to be honest. It's the wood, and the whole frame holds itself together. This doesn't move. These stones that it's built on have got foundations. I remember pouring probably a ridiculous amount of cement. They're just old stones that were lying around in the garden when we bought the house. So yeah, I'm just going to tear off these. Yeah, you see, it's not going to take much, to be honest. Yeah. And then unscrew what's left of the screw. So I brought the zapper down, and then get the new one set up. Each end, calculate from one end to the other, and make sure that I can screw my 240s down, because here obviously it was much easier when I bought these. I built the terrace around the planks. They were a special offer at the Brico Depot DIY store. That's probably why they're so rubbish, because they were very cheap, and they were just 4 meters long, and I had a pickup truck and I loaded them up. Although for those of you who've watched Italy, you'll know that I can get 4 meters lengths of roofing wood in a Golf convertible. And a lot of wood in a Volvo. So there we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna tear it to pieces, try and clean it up as best as possible, go over it once with a brush, and then get everything set up so that we can start screwing the new ones back in. Okay, here's our wood. It's now time for me to go and get a pencil and a tape measure and do the maths. So we've got 240 bits, and the terrace is 4 meters long. So that means we've got 240 and then 160, which leaves an 80 off cut. 80 plus 240 plus 80, and then another 160, 240. So I need to make sure that I can screw at 80, 160 and 240 in any direction, because I guess we're going to start there in that corner, 240 and then 80 and so on. And the real problem I have is I don't have a saw. I have an electric saw, I have a circular saw, but I don't have any electricity, so I might have to try and get the generator to run. But first things first, I'm going to go and get the tape measure and mark and make sure that it all works out from ends to middles and so on. This is what our bits of wood look like. There's lots of them, but I need to get this all set up first. I just wanted to have a couple so I can make sure when I measure in theory that these match up and that they are in fact 240 long. So there we go. And now I need to find some long screws or long nails. So I'm going to go and have a dig for that as well now. Okay, so I've got my trusty tape measure and they're exactly 4 meters long. Oh, what's going on over there? Gaggle of geese, it sounds like. Oh, anyway, but the first one is going to be slightly off because, as I said, I don't see the point of cutting it and having two pieces. That seems to make no sense at all to me, although I did it last time. So I'd rather have one through piece, and that'll then be on the inside. But I still need for my middles, because the flooring will then stick out a little tiny bit. Well, basically that amount there. So I need my middles to be every 40, because I have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11. And from the end, then I need to mark every 40, and that needs to be the middle of every beam. That's my theory. But from the end, not from the first beam. So basically from here and not from there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to mark them all up, and then I'm going to set them all up. And if that is correct, then when I lay my two test bits of wood out, no matter where I put them, I should be able to screw them down at both ends, no matter where they start. That's the plan. And that gives us this, which is about right. So now I'm going to check out how we can do this together. Get my uplink. Hang on. So, middle of there to the edge. Let's move it along one. If I get to the middle of that, then I'm at the middle of that. So we're good, basically. That's it. 40 between is exactly right. And then we'll have our cuts and our overlaps, and that'll work. So I'm going to nail these down now. I've got all my markers in. I found a box of nails, so I'm going to nail them together. The weight will hold this together anyway, but the nails, why not? Good to have. Okay, so lunchtime, but pretty good. That first one is nailed in. Well, the second one, not the first one, but the second one is nailed in. And as soon as I finish lunch, I'm going to do the rest. Lunch, as always, al fresco. Okay, well, that was a very quick lunch. It's time to get straight back on it. But so far so good, to be honest. It's only very early afternoon, so I think we'll get a lot done if I work out something to do with the saw. That would be a result. But I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. Right, get the knocometer and get some nails into some wood here. Okay, well, definitely getting there. I bent a nail on that one because it's trying to go through a knot, and now I can't get that thing back out again. So I'm going to have to take that one out, but all the rest of them are fixed. I'm just doing the middles here now, and then we'll be good to start lining up and working out the width and the spacing, so that it doesn't look terrible at either end, which means probably starting from the outside and working back towards the house. There's a little gap against the wall. It's going to be less noticeable, I think, than sticky out beams at the end, but we'll see. So yeah, another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18 nails, and then we're done. Okay, that's it. We're done. All of them are nailed down. Got 40 everywhere. One of the brambles got me, unfortunately, but that'll be fine once I get some warm water. It's going to be a cold shower tonight, unfortunately. So, as I was saying, we've got to work out what to interspace between. Let me get the other one over here. Sorry about that. Don't worry about that pipe. That pipe isn't connected to anything anymore. So interspace, and then I'll find a piece of wood that I can use as a spacer as I screw them down. And that is going to be based on the fact that we have exactly 3 meters, and that these things are, whatever it says there, 12 centimeters wide. So let's work that out. So 12 centimeters, 3 meters. If we have 13 centimeters and 23 rows, that will be 299 centimeters. So that would be the last 1 centimeter space at the end, which I think is perfect. So that's 23 rows with a 1 centimeter space in between. I need to go and find something that's exactly 1 centimeter thick and use that basically as a lay-in. So I'm going to go and have a dig around the barn and see if I can find something that does that, and then we can start screwing these and thinking about how we're going to do with the cuts. Okay, well, I got the generator to run by changing the fuel line, which is now a little bit long, but works. And I found this in the barn, and this seems to still work. So all I need now is a 1 centimeter wide piece of something, and I can get my bits cut. So we've got 240, 160, 160 leaves 80, then 80, 240, 80, 160, 240. So for every 3 rows, we have 3 full 240s and 2 160 by 80s. So our ratio is 3 to 2. So if I cut 10 to start with, that'll probably be pretty good. So I'm going to give that a shot now. Measure out 160. Okay, well, I'm ready now to put the first row in, which is going to be at the other end. Here's my 1 centimeter spacer there. There are my reclaimed screws. So I'm going to start by doing the first row out at the edge, which is a 240 and a 160. And then 80, 240, 80, 160, 240. So that's the plan. I'm going to get the first one down. I won't film it because I haven't got an angle with all of this in the doorway. But once I've got a row or 2 in, I'll show you, and then we can probably set up the tripod on the other side. And this is what progress looks like, guys. Look at that. So that's 4 out of, what did we say? I'll rate it down somewhere over there, 23, I think. So, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Almost 5. So I'm quite happy with that. Just keep screwing until I run out of screws. And I'm going to have to go and cut some more wood. So here we go. We're definitely getting there. and it's a lovely huge space. I'm going to trim some more tree, I think, tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow I've got the big machine and hopefully electricity, because the generator to cut this is a pain. So I've just worked out exactly what I need by doing my little levels. I need another 9 full lengths, 5 160s and 6 80s. Fortunately, the 240s aren't actually 240, they're more or less 240. So they're regularly 239 or 237.5. But there we go, they were cheap. Yep. So I'm going to go and cut my last little bits of wood now, bring everything up, and then screw it all together. And that should be that. Hopefully another hour-ish, I hope. And that is almost that. There's still a few hundred screws missing, but there are enough screws to hold it all together. And it's all in place. It looks great. It looks just as good as it did when I first built it 10 odd years ago. 15 odd years ago, probably. Well, anyway, there we go. I'm going to go and find a glass of wine, and then I'm going to go and get a table and some chairs, and then this evening I shall watch the final of the Europe Football Cup. Okay, well, I've just had a freezing cold shower because we still haven't got any electricity, so we have no hot water, and I'm still sweating, but there we go. We've got a table out. I'm about to do a video for you guys, and then it'll be tomorrow. So today's Sunday, it's the 14th of July, the French national holiday. We won't be able to see any fireworks, I don't think, from here. Well, we might cross there, but it's going to be too late because everyone's waiting till after the football, so no one's going to start shooting fireworks till 11, and the kids are, 4 and 8, and 4 isn't going to make it for 11 o'clock start. That's, home and in bed by 12:30, and that really is late, and so there we go. But we will watch the football. And then tomorrow is Monday. And in theory, tomorrow morning, sometime between 8 and 11:30, a little chap from the electricity board will turn up and change our meter, and then we'll have electricity. And before I heat water, I'm going to have to empty the boiler because it's gone a bit rusty in there, or that's a bit yellow. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to rent this destroyer, which will hopefully destroy all of that, but we'll wait and see. So that's the plan for tomorrow. For now, thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Instagram because I do put up pictures every once in a while on there, and we'll do more regularly as I'm here, as things kind of tick along during the day. The link should be somewhere in my profile, There's a whole series of these. If you've just joined us now, there's a whole series of these videos and of me restoring our house in Italy. But for the rest of you, well, and obviously for the new people, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're well. Take care, and bye-bye for now.